Hey guys, thanks for joining me on my channel today. Today we're going to take a look at the Mesa Subway D800 head and the Mesa Subway 112 cabinets. It's going to be really interesting, so stick around. So, what I did was I recorded a loop using the Fender American Professional P-Bass with the Thomastik flatwound strings, and I recorded a loop, and that's what we're going to use to go through some of the functions on the amp so you can see what it sounds like, what it does. This is the rig I'm currently using. Prior to this I was using the Mark bass, and I really liked the sound of it. It was the Ninja, the one that Richard Bona recommends. And I liked it a lot, but it let me down a couple of times. The head cut out, there was no power during these big shows and so forth. So I switched over to the Mesa here, and right now I'm really pleased with it. As usual, I'm going to tell you what I like and what I don't like about it. Okay? So here we go. Here's the loop. Everything flat. One thing this has that's really cool, it has a mute button. So I can hit that button if I want to unplug, switch to another instrument or something like that. Is really nice. Got an active passive. I recorded this with the P-Bass, so it's obviously passive. Here's a really cool switch which makes the small cabinet sound like a big cabinet. Really full sounding. Now right now I've only got this speaker hooked up. This one I use on the bigger gigs. So I have one for the smaller gigs which I'll use on like an amp stand, and when I have a bigger gig I'll just stack these two together. So anyway, there's a voicing knob, and what that does is it cuts out the mids and it gives it more of a scooped sound. I'll show you. Here it is flat. Very flat. We add this. Very scooped here. I use it somewhere about the middle, maybe 11 o'clock. Then we got the bass. Low mids. Take it out. Boost it. In the middle. Very punchy. High mids. Out. Boost. Treble. It's bright, but not, it's not disgustingly bright. This thing has a lot of power. Now I'll tell you one thing I don't like about the cabinets. Well, first of all, you'll notice I have this piece of rubber up on top here. It's like a mat that you put in your kitchen for your shelves, for your dishes and things. Because without this, when the vibration gets going, this thing the head scoots all over the cabinet, which is not a good thing. Another thing I don't like, you see how I have this one tipped up on its side, and I changed the plaques and stuff. They're made to do this. Alright, you can turn it the other way and lay them down so they're both like this one. I ordered these feet that go on the bottom here, and they told me, oh yeah, you'll be able to stack too, because there's nothing worse than standing on stage and the amplifier is pointing at your knees and you can't hear a thing. So I like it a little more high up, so I wanted them both like this, the way I have this orientated. But when I put the feet on both of them, it was very unstable. You couldn't stack them one on top of the other, so I've resorted to this. Now if I do a smaller gig, I just use an amp stand and I put this on the stand. Because yeah, like I said, there's nothing worse than having it, pointed at your ankles. Okay? So let me unplug this, turn it off, and we'll take a look at the back, okay? Here we go. Okay. So in the back here we have our electrical fan. We've got two speak-on connectors. Impedance, 4 ohms to 2 ohms. This is 4 ohms or 8 ohms and then 2 ohms. I have it on 4 ohms because I use the 2 cabinets here. We got a headphone input, which is kind of cool. If you want to practice, I don't know, some of you may still do that. I know I do. We got an auxiliary input, so if you're trying to learn a tune or something like that, you got your YouTube, a tune on YouTube going and you want to listen to it through the amp, it's excellent. Pre or post EQ for the out, the XLR out. We've got a line level mic, and it says mic or line. I don't actually know what that means. If you guys know what that means, I mean, this is certainly not used with a mic, so I don't know what that means. Anyway, or maybe if you're going to mic the cabinet, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know what the difference is. But I keep it on line level. And then we've got a ground lift, okay? And then here's your XLR out, okay? Okay, let's turn this back around here and plug it back in. Like I said, this has not let me down. The last gig, it was flawless and plenty of power. I mean, plenty. Really, really good. Okay. All right. So we're back in business here. Okay, so I guess I lost my loop there. Yeah, because I unplugged it. That makes sense, doesn't it? There we go. Okay, so let's talk about the price of these this equipment. I forgot to talk about that. I know that's important. The head, $849 plus tax. The speakers, $799 each. The price is up there on these, but the quality is pretty outstanding. The size of these speakers is very good quality. I think it's worth the money. It is a lot of money, and you could probably get away with one of them. I just bought 2 just in case. And the speakers, for you guys like me that have been doing this a while and maybe a little bit tired of lugging things up and down stairs, these speakers are 32.9 pounds, so just under 33 pounds. So you got to go upstairs or something like that. It's great. Okay. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you again next time.